Oh boy. Hello, welcome back to Classics with a Quirk, where I talk about contemporary and luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. This is the kind of content you find interesting. Please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. Welcome to an incredibly exciting reveal in which I will be basically incandescent with glee. I am so excited to share this bag with you, and just I honestly kind of still can't believe that I have it here with me. Like it's right here, because I've talked about this bag before on my channel, but not really with any sort of intention to own it anytime in the near future. Did I really want it? Yes, of course, obviously. Dream bag status? Oh yes, right up there. Dream bag status, like my goodness. If you have been here before, you probably know that I recently purchased and returned a Chanel Business Affinity that I really loved and got for a really great price. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it for you. It might be worth a watch. It's a little bit rambly, not that this will be any less rambly, but I talked about why I bought the Business Affinity and why I ended up returning it, and one of the reasons why I returned it was because this came up. And I am going to just show it to you now and fast forward all the talking, and then I will talk more, because I can talk for a while about this bag, but I'm going to just show it to you. Before I do, if you would like to guess what this bag is, I have mentioned it before on my channel. If you'd like to guess what this bag is, please feel free to do so in the comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think I got as like dream bag status. But I also think that it might surprise you. This is like the third take. This is like the third take of me being too excited to speak. And you already know that I have speaking trouble, some of you might, so yeah, okay. Well, here's the bag. Here is the bag in the gray fashionphile dust bag. I did buy this from Fashionphile. It's not a true unboxing. I have already unboxed this and looked it over, but I did save a very special part of an unboxing for you to share with you. So here's the general shape. Here's what might be a hint of what it is, and I need to stop stalling and just show it to you. Share it, show it, both of those things. So let's do this. And again, if you have any ideas, please feel free to let me know what they might be, but here's a hint. Any guesses? Any guesses? Anybody? If you guess this right, like I will be amazed, but also very impressed. I own it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Did anybody get this right? Anybody think that please tell me if you got this right, because I didn't. I did not expect to own this. What is this? All right. Really doing a good YouTube job. This is a bag by Delvaux. It is one of their most famous bags. It is the Brillant bag, spelled brilliant, but apparently pronounced Brillant. But Delvaux is a Belgian company. And this is the Brillant bag in the MM size, and it is the Le Humeur edition, Le Humeur. And if you can read that, it says, "Ceci n'est pas un Delvaux." This is not a Delvaux. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay, now that you've seen the bag, I'm going to talk a lot about said bag. So this bag, the Brillant bag, so Delvaux is actually one of the world's oldest luxury leather good companies. They started in 1829, which is actually before Belgium became Belgium. Belgium became Belgium in 1830, so Delvaux is older than Belgium is. And Delvaux is also older than Hermes. Hermes became Hermes in, I believe, 1837. So Delvaux is older than Hermes too. So that's like cool. I'm not comparing Hermes to Delvaux or anything like that. That could be a different video if you're interested, but like I'm not doing comparisons of like which is better or anything, but a lot of people do say, and I agree with those people, that Delvaux is on par with Hermes in terms of construction and quality and craftsmanship. And the Brillant bag is one of Delvaux's signature bags, and it was invented for a World's Fair, actually. This particular bag, the Le Humeur bag, was part of an exhibition with, I believe, 10 other bags that all were made to embody the Surrealist movement. And if you know a little bit about art, you've probably know about the famous painting, Ceci n'est pas une pipe, this is not a pipe. You know, it's a surrealist painting, and I think that painting is really, really, I'm a fan of surrealist art, I'm a fan of the surrealist movement, and if you've been here before, and if you've seen a few of my videos, you might already have gotten this idea, but I am a total nerd, and I love clever things. I love wordplay. I love I love how language, the English language, but any language. I'm a huge fan of Molière, the French playwright. I'm just a fan of how language can work and how it can mean or not mean different things. And I love plays on words, and I love just like how words can be rhythmatic and just, I'm a huge fan of words. I'm a huge fan of language and the written word and writing, and I love it so much, and I love cleverness. And so the Ceci n'est pas une pipe is like such an amazing painting for a variety of reasons, and this is basically the embodiment of that, but in a bag, in a beautifully constructed, crafted piece of artwork. Ceci n'est pas un Delvaux. This is not a Delvaux. Clearly it is, but it's not. And just I love that aspect of what this means. I just think it's so cool. I might not be getting my point across very well, but I just think it's so cool. And this is a box cap leather. It is Delvaux's version of box cast, which is not Hermes's box cap. There are different types of leathers, and it came from Fashionphile, sans box, but otherwise full set. It came with the little charm, it came with the strap, it came with the dust bags for the bag and the strap, it came with all the paperwork, it came with a little Delvaux mirror. I probably should show you a little bit more about the bag. But I've been sitting on filming this because I wanted to film the Business Affinity video first and get that out there to explain what the significance of this. And okay, all right, am I a weirdo on the internet holding a bag and kind of hugging it? Perhaps, but I think a lot of us have been there. So I am not sure if I'm going to be in the mindset to give you all the details of this bag, but I will do my best. But mostly I just want to show you like a little bit about it, what it comes with, because I've already rambled for quite a long time. So this buckle, this big buckle here, is the signature buckle on the Brillant bag. It is the shape of a stylized D, sideways obviously, to stand for Delvaux. And Delvaux does a lot of D symbolism in a lot of their bags, like the same thing kind of with the handle. It's a little bit of a stylized D. They have the little Delvaux charm, the little D charm on a lot of their bags, little D here. And yeah, so there's no back pocket, which is probably one of my only two qualms about this bag, the other being the weight, because it is a very hefty bag, even empty. And this is the big stylized buckle. This particular one is brushed black or brushed dark gray, whatever. I don't, you know, it's a dark color, yeah. And it is a little bit fiddly. You kind of have to have a technique to get it open, and I've been playing with the bag since I got it to like figure out that technique. So I can't like hold it up like this to do the buckle, but it's basically like you pull up on this like tongue and push the buckle down and then pull this down, and you see how it's kind of fiddly, but then you can do it one-handed if you kind of get into the rhythm of doing it, and then it opens up. Here's the strap, and the strap is detachable, but this is one of the things about this bag. Oh, I'm out of order. But so this bag was originally made in, I believe it was 2014. I think it was 2014. And it was redesigned in 2018, I think 2018. And so I'm going to put pictures of it on the screen for you, because the redesign is actually something that I like the older version more. So originally it came with a strap that loops in. You see how it comes around the sides of the bag. I'm going to put a picture of it for you, but it loops in underneath the strap here, you see, and that makes a really clean and, in my opinion, classic silhouette of how you can hold the bag on your shoulder. It is a very big bag. The redesign has the strap attached by two clasps on the handle, you can see in the picture, and I think that makes it look a lot clunkier and a little less sleek, a little less sleek and chic. I think that it's still a beautiful bag, but I don't love the clasp on the new design for the MM on this side. This is the MM. So there's a GM, there's the MM for the Le Humeur bag, and then there are different sizes of Brillant bags, but the Le Humeur only comes in the MM and the GM. All right, so The strap was one of the reasons why I never thought that I would buy this bag or own it, really, is because I don't love, even though I love the bag and all it stands for and all its symbolism and like how beautiful it is, I didn't really love the redesign of the strap, so I didn't really think that I ever would pick it up. I mean, obviously it's a very expensive bag. I think currently these retail for something like $9,600, something like that, you know, new from boutique. Like, even if I could buy it new from boutique, I didn't necessarily want the new strap, so like getting it pre-loved was the only way I could get the old strap version. And then, I mean, I talked a little bit about this in my Business Affinity video, but this popped up on fashionphile just one day out of the blue. It was like I was taking a break from doing a bunch of work and scrolling fashionphile as like a little bit of a mind reset for fun, window shopping, and this popped up. And I like stopped breathing. It popped up and it had the old strap style. This bag had the old strap style and it was almost full set, like full set minus the box, and in really good shape. There are a little bit of nicks and dings, especially on the bottom. I've already inspected this bag like many times over, so don't worry about that. I'm very happy to accept the issues, the like scratches that it came with. But like some of the scratches are like on the bottom, and that's going to be something that box calf comes with. Like, it does scratch and scrape a little bit easier than, say, like a pebbled embossed leather might. Also, a thing about this bag actually is the person who had it before, like, I don't think really used it that much maybe, but the stickers were still on some of the hardware. And one of the things I did immediately was pull those stickers off, especially on the feet. The feet stickers were like almost glued on. Like, they don't leave stickers on your hardware, especially long term. This bag is from 2017, so 5 years of stickers, and the hardware is not tarnished, but they're covered in sticky residue. Just leaving stickers on your bag hardware doesn't do the hardware any favors, just so you know. That's my opinion and my experience. Anyway, so yeah, so what am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about this. So it came with the old strap style and almost full set, and again, like, this bag, again, retails for about $9,600 currently. I think when it first came out, it was $5,600 plus tax, and it was originally showcased in Barney's, New York, RIP Barney's. But this bag was on fashionphile for over half of retail. It was, after tax and everything, this bag was, you know, I like to be transparent about prices with you. This bag was just under $4,000. No, $3,975 even. $3,975 for a full set 2017 bag with the old strap in beautiful, beautiful condition. Why do I know it's from 2017? Well, okay, so yeah, I'm all over the place because I'm incandescent with glee. So old strap, and it is detachable. You just basically, you slide it out from underneath here. It came with the charm, it came with the dust bag for the strap, and it came with the dust bag for the bag. And Delvaux dust bags are very, very beautiful. They're drawstring, and they're like this really thick, like kind of linen-y cloth, and natural fibers are better dust bags, just so you know. They don't shed as much as man-made fibers, and they're much less likely to do color transfer or anything, and they're more absorbent of like moisture, so it, you know, wicks it from the bag. But it's also beautifully embroidered. This is all embroidered. You know, it's not just printed on the bag. It's and both of the dust bags are like that. They're beautifully embroidered with Delvaux 1829. And then it came with the little Delvaux mirror. Now I think this is like a lipstick mirror. It's got Delvaux embossed on the back. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Maybe yes, no, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So you've got Delvaux embossed in the back, and it's just like a tiny little lipstick mirror. You know, you basically can just see your mouth in it. It's like a little pin back sort of thing, but there it is, and this is leather. This is the box calf leather still. It came with the paperwork from Delvaux. This is beautiful. Maybe I'll do a flip through of this with you later. For some reason, by the way, the fashionphile box didn't have my receipt in it. I don't know about that. But it also, aside from that, it came with the original tag from Barney's still attached to the bag. So I don't know what happened, but the person who had this previously, like, didn't take the tag off. Some of the hardware is still on, some of the hardware stickers. So like little key ring hardware sticker is still on, so I'm gonna pull that off. So the tag is from Barney's, and it matches the Delvaux paperwork. And in the Delvaux paperwork, it says 17H, which means 2017, the 2017 collection. So I can date the bag, roughly date the bag. I know like why the strap matches that make, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. You know how much I care about leather and how much I love craftsmanship, and that's one of the reasons I got into luxury goods. And just it's such a beautiful bag, and my battery's about to die, so I'm gonna change it over really fast. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? I was waxing poetic about this bag. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, so you probably know that I'm a huge fan of craftsmanship, of leather materials and quality, of make, of heritage, of brands. Many of us are, if we're interested in luxury goods. A lot of us care about the materials and the craftsmanship that goes into it. And this is impeccable. It's beautiful, and there are just some really interesting details about this bag that really show how much care goes into crafting it and why care goes into crafting it. Just a really quick example, for instance, is that the handles, you'll notice this handle right here. It's, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on the screen, but it's smooth, and then the stitches are on the top, and then it's glazed, okay? So the reason this was done is it was designed very purposefully. So when you are holding the bag, your hand is not holding onto the stitching, which can cause more of an uncomfortable feeling when you carry a bag for a long time. And so it was designed for comfort, like comfort in carrying it, and also to showcase the quality of the stitches that the craftsman put onto, or craftspeople put into the bag, and how careful and precise the stitches are. And that's just a really interesting fact. Actually, in contrast, if you'll notice the Hermes Birkin, for instance, the stitches are inside to showcase the leather the best, and so the leather is but unobscured essentially by the stitches showing. So it's just two different houses, two different luxury houses that, you know, do leather goods, showcasing their own craftsmanship and art in different ways. That's interesting. So the bag itself is a whole. It's just really open. It's lined with a lighter leather though, which is really nice. So you're not looking into like a black pit. And it has several different compartments. There's like a zipper part in the back. There's like a little pocket here, and then a pocket here with like a snap button. It smells beautiful, by the way. Beautiful. It smells really good. It probably smells beautiful. And I will say that the two main issues with the bag, well actually three, is the buckle is a little bit fiddly, but I've gotten a lot more used to that in the few days that I've owned it. It is heavy. It is quite a weighty bag. It's full leather, and that leather is not a light leather. And the inside of the bag and the shape of the bag make it a little bit difficult to have your items easily accessible. So for instance, the front slip pocket would be really good for a phone, except that it's a little bit shallow for most phones nowadays. So like the phone can't fit in it exactly, depending on how big the phone is, obviously. Like my phone currently is a little bit enormous, but it's also because of the shape and how like wide and like narrow it is at the top. You can fit both a lot in it, but not as much as you think you could. Like my iPad in a case can't fit in this, for instance, and this is a pretty big bag. But if I put like just a little lipstick in here or something, it'll free float and you'll never find it again. So pouches are kind of your friend in this particular capacity. And that's just something to be aware of if you're interested in a Brion bag. And I will do a full video on details with showcasing all this off and showing you what fits and all that. But that is not today. I do not have the capacity for doing all that, and also this video is going to be incredibly long as it is. Yeah, so just it came with everything except for the box, which I don't mind. And the original tag, all the paperwork, it didn't actually specify that it came with the paperwork. It said that it came with a retail tag, but I didn't know it was coming with like the certificate of authenticity and everything. All Delvaux bags come with their certificate of authenticity, so that's really neat. It came with the mirror, the strap, the dust bags. Just like the probability of me finding a beautifully made, beautiful condition, full set Delvaux Le Humeur Brion bag for the price I did, with the old style strap that I like, is very, very small. It's not large. It's not large. I never expected to come across it, which is one of the reasons why this was never like a wish list bag, really, or it was a dream bag, but it wasn't one that I really expected to find, and one that was so hard to find that I didn't think that I would really think about chasing it down. It fell into my lap. Like, I happened to be on fashionphile. It happened to come up at like in the new arrivals. All those things happened. I was checking it at that time. I had the money to spend on it, and just a lot of stuff lined up for this. And I can't really, I've been trying to properly express how much I am pleased, and see how much easier it is to like close it, like now that I know how. Just, yeah, I am a little bit, I haven't appeared speechless because I've been talking nonstop, but I am a little bit taken aback by how many things worked out in my favor at one time for me to have the opportunity to own this, see it in person really, but own it. Delvaux is an incredible house with a rich heritage. It's older than Belgium, which is really cool, and they've been doing leathers for that long. And just having not only a piece from the brand, but having this bag in this configuration with the funny little whimsy that I really like, and I really enjoy in my life, and really like in Delvaux. Delvaux does a lot of like whimsical, very artsy, interesting takes on their classic styles. Like, they have these charms, they're miniature sets that they'll do every so often, and like one looks like a little fries. Like, they represent different parts of the world and stuff, and so one looks like a little handbag with like fries in it. It's so cute and so irreverent. It's so different from what you're normally used to seeing when it comes to luxury, because you think of luxury, you think of well-made, you think of quality, but you also usually think of like classic and not just chic. Usually they're like very casual luxury bags, but you often think of like not a little charm that looks like a little thing of French fries sticking out of a handbag. There's a whimsy to it that certain brands really do a lot of. Like, I would say Loewe does a lot of whimsy. I would say Jacquemus does a lot of whimsy. Louis Vuitton, of course, does some very interesting things with patterns and colors and styles. But I think that there's an element of fun that really Delvaux does so well in some really classic pieces. And I just love that. I think it's so cool and so interesting and so unique in them being secure in their brand and their quality and what they do and who they are, and just waxing poetic about a handbag and the brand that made it. So I wanted to share this special moment with you. So as you'll see, the fashionphile tag is still attached, and I have a scissors, and we're gonna cut the tag off together. So I'm gonna figure out how to do this without hurting myself or anybody else I know and love. And here we go. And there it is. It's mine. It is officially mine. And thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm so pleased. In case you couldn't tell, I'm incredibly pleased and happy and privileged to own this. Of course, I'm privileged and so kind of proud and just happy, like deliriously happy, I guess. But oh my gosh, it's mine. This is so cool. This is so cool. This is dream bag status, is right up there. Yeah, wow, all right, yeah, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna pop some pictures up here for you about me trying it on, and I tried it on with a bunch of different outfits because I really thought hard about this bag. I bought it very quickly, for me especially. Like, I bought it within, I think, 20 minutes of seeing it after I yelled at some people on Instagram about it. I very barely hesitated in pulling the trigger on purchasing this bag. But once I got it, I did really sit down or stand up and play with it a lot. I tried it on with a bunch of different outfits. I filled it to the brim to see how it felt for me and carrying it. It is a heavy bag, as I think I mentioned, and it is quite heavy, even empty. And so I tried holding it in different configurations and just making sure that I wasn't buying the bag solely because I loved it, but I also could use it and utilize it in the way that I wanted to. Like, this is a bag that I want on my arm, and I want to be able to carry out and about and like use as like a day bag. And so I wanted to make sure I could. There's certainly something to be said for buying like collector's bags and shelf pieces, but for the most part, I really buy my bags to use them on top of loving them as art pieces. Art pieces. Anyway, so I really wanted to try it out, and so I did. I packed it full, and it was very heavy, but like I figured out different ways to carry it, and I tried on with a bunch of different outfits. I'm repeating myself, but I did, and it was fun. So this is how the bag like sits and lays in my body from, you know, pictures. I will, if you're interested, I guess if you're interested, I'll do a video on details of this bag and like close-ups, what fits, more in-depth mod shots, all that stuff, more about the brand and the house. If you'd like a video about Delvaux, just in general, like please feel free to let me know, and I could happily do that. I can talk about a lot of different brands happily and just make a bunch of different videos on that. You know, I do that a little bit in my Let's Talk Leather series. So you shared this with me, and that's awesome. And thank you so much for watching this. I'm very curious as to whether or not any of you guessed what this was. Please do let me know if you got it right or what you thought it was. I'm very curious as to what you thought was my like ultimate dream bag and like made me this level of giddy. I'd love to hear your opinion on this bag, or if there's a bag that's like on your list as like the ultimate dream bag. What is it exactly? Like if you could get anything, what would it be? If you've ever heard of Delvaux, or you know, it's not a brand that a lot of people talk about as much. Like it's very quiet on social media. Fun fact, Rihanna is a really big fan of Delvaux and actually has this particular bag. She's had it for ages. I think she had one of the original ones that came out in, again, like 2014. Lady Gaga is also a huge fan of Delvaux, and she owns a number of their bags and has had them for a bunch of different photo shoots, which is just interesting to me. But you don't hear about them because even though celebrities wear it, it's not like super publicized as much as some other brands, you know, are, I guess. Like everybody knows about Louis Vuitton being worn by all the celebrities, and Chanel obviously, and even Hermes, you know, is very popular right now in terms of like social media and stuff like that. Dior too. But you don't really hear about Delvaux as much on celebrities. They're also not like, you know, it's not like you walk down the street and you're like, ah, yes, that is a Delvaux, unless you're me, I guess. But people like can tell what a Chanel looks like. They can tell what Louis Vuitton monogram is. But I think, or a Loewe puzzle, you know, but I think it's a little bit more of a quiet luxury brand in terms of whether or not you know what it is, or know about it, or can recognize like the buckle or the clasp or anything like that. So I don't know, I'd be curious to know how many of you have heard of Delvaux and how you heard of Delvaux. If you know about it, like please do share if you've heard of it and how, because like I have my own story about how I discovered Delvaux and why I first got into it and came to admire their bags and pieces. And this was supposed to be my outro, and I've been talking for like 27 minutes on just this part alone. Anyway, I think I will actually draw this video to a conclusion though. So if you like this video, please do give it a like. It super duper helps the algorithm, and subscribe for more content that helps the algorithm even more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.